just grabbed 17.5 kilos, and we'll see if he can even do a rep. And then what happens is from that pain, then you stop putting as much force when you play your sport, you take time off, the muscle gets even weaker.
So this exercise right here would have prevented me and got my body adjusted and prepared.
And my right ankle has world-class mobility, but until this exercise, my right side lagged.
Just waiting on that moment, waiting on my moment, yeah. Waiting on my
old dude met mom, it was on, then he named me over a phone.
The Nordic strap is a sports performance game changer. With this convenient, practical, and affordable strap, you will protect your hamstrings, strengthen the ligaments and tendons that protect your knees, all while creating that explosive power needed for running and jumping. Hit the link to find out more. All right, we're right back at you with another video podcast with my guys, knee over toe guy and Mr. Connor Barth, basket Barth, I should say. So we're doing an invention that was created right here at ATG by Ben Patrick, knee over toes guy, and his wife. Right? And I remember the day you guys came in here and it literally invented this exercise.
I took duct tape and tied a dumbbell to my foot.
Yeah.
And it worked great, and I was like, shit, how do I get this off?
It was funny. It was definitely an experiment, but it kind of evolved into using floss bands with a dumbbell around your ankle. So you want to talk about a little bit how you came up with it and kind of like your thought process?
So first off, ATG, more than any other system, we train this muscle in the front. So some people train calves, very few train any lower legs. So we don't just train calves, we train the muscle here in the front. And as crazy as it sounds, like in my programming, I do as many sets for this muscle as I do for my squat.
Yeah.
And that's just unheard of in any program ever. Because when you go to jump, if you can get down here and see my legs, when you go to run and jump off one foot, your heel strikes the floor extremely hard. And the weaker this muscle is, the harder the foot collapses. And when that foot collapses, now when you jump, you're trying to jump only with knee and hip and not fully able to use your calf. That if that muscle was stronger, you'd be able to then use more of your own calf to jump. So it's basically without any tibialis strength, bam, you don't get as much bounce and a lot more pressure comes up in your knee. So God or whatever you believe in, this muscle was not put here for no reason. It is the first muscle to protect against jumper's knee and pain on the low side of the kneecap. So yeah, I was trying to figure out how do I really train that muscle hard, because we have a machine, but there's only 2 facilities in the world that make those machines, and it costs, by the time you ship it, it costs $1,000. That's not realistic for us to tell some kid in high school with jumper's knee.
With our proven new wave of training, having a slant board is essential. We've created custom-built, high-grade steel, durable, and adjustable slant board for you to maximize performance and have you on the path of creating superhuman athletic abilities. Hit the link to find out more.
Oh yeah, just get one of these machines for $1,000. It takes 2 months to ship. So now we can all
a lot of people just don't have that machine. So like you said, the machine is a tibialis raised machine that is very uncommon in most gyms.
And I was actually working on, you remember I had some other ways that we would hold it with 2 feet, and I was working on a way to mimic a machine. And what's funny is when I came up with this way, the first day that I tried it, I realized it actually hits better than the machine.
It's true.
Because you can look at studies, say you want to improve your vertical jump. A squat's going to work better than a leg press because the leg press is not free weight. The leg press is balanced for you. So instead of a machine, this is now a free weight exercise that your muscle has to work harder. So anyone who's tried the machine and anyone who's tried this, 1 for 1, this exercise is harder. Now I'm over here doing 12.5 kilos, which is 27.5 pounds. Derek's doing 10 kilos, which is 22 pounds. Connor just grabbed 17.5 kilos, and we'll see if he can even do a rep.
That is heavy.
Oh yeah, there you go.
But Connor's probably one of the highest jumpers in the entire world. So for him to be able to do this, it kind of like it goes hand in hand with his athletic ability and what Ben was saying. And I can vouch for this guy. Ever since he started doing this exercises, I think he increases vertical by an inch or two, man.
It makes it easier to jump higher because
Yeah.
when I go to practice jumping, I can handle more force and I can jump higher. And we've seen that the guys with the lowest of the low verticals are so weak on this. It's insane because they're not approaching their jumps with speed and with force. So this muscle does strengthen from hard impact and force, but at what level? If you put a little too much, you can get hurt, you can get shin splints, and then what happens is from that pain, then you stop putting as much force when you play your sport, you take time off, the muscle gets even weaker, and now your athleticism potential just starts going down, and it can your whole athleticism potential can start going down just because of that muscle. Is that a crazy burn or what?
Crazy.
It literally burns more than the machine.
I think so. And it gets deeper in your ankles too.
One band and getting a dumbbell from any gym is just,
Yeah.
and you get the hardest.
I definitely think that going like a little bit lighter but higher rep is much better. Like maxing out's cool and all, but
Yeah.
it doesn't get the same burn.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a big burn.
What tends to get it is if you go like too light, you're like, oh, this doesn't feel like too much. If you go too heavy, it's hard to get the full range of motion that you're trying to get. If you use a nice weight in between and you keep hitting it consistently, man, you can get into the burn. And if you look over here, there's some slight variation.
Yeah,
Like
I'm
you
right.
can angle your foot, and I can now let it stretch if someone's had ankle sprains in there, if someone's had ankle sprains in there, and try to strengthen back up that way. So you can use the weight to go at an angle. So there's a difference between just trying to strengthen the tibialis muscle and trying to rehabilitate from ankle injuries. You can let the weight stretch, and as you reach around, you'll feel it stretching and then trying to pull the weight back up. So I would do like clockwise and counterclockwise circles under control, and you would actually be able to rehabilitate from old ankle sprains. It can be very hard to get a concentrated strength workout where you once had an ankle injury because of the scar tissue that's there. And if you never get it strong, your body will hold that scar tissue. The scar tissue is there to try to protect you. The problem is that scar tissue limits range of motion. So getting real strength in the area. So if Derek puts real strength in the area, then his body has a way of actually letting himself rid of the scar tissue because now he has real strength to hold them together.
Body trusts you.
Yep. So it's really cool that you can actually improve your ankle mobility and strength, because once you've had one ankle injury, after your very first ankle injury, you become 4 times more likely to sprain it again. Wow. So just because you had one, you're 4 times more likely to sprain that same ankle again because it doesn't come back with the same strength and mobility. So it's really cool, the versatility of this exercise to act not only for athleticism enhancement, but also to rehabilitate ankle injuries. Honestly, like no other exercise there is for ankles. That's why we've had numerous people online who are able to cancel ankle surgeries because of this exercise. I'm not saying, we're not even in the medical profession. I'm just saying it's a fact that they had surgery scheduled and they were able to cancel it because of this exercise. And no amount of traditional calf or ankle work was able to get it done because they didn't sprain their ankle just straight up front to back.
It's definitely a prevention exercise too. I used to sprain my
Yep.
ankle so much in college, and they used to have me wear ankle braces with kind of limits your range of motion as you playing your sport. And so I used to sprain my ankle continuously. So this exercise right here would have prevented me and got my body adjusted and prepared for playing basketball on the court. So this exercise is essential for especially basketball players, soccer players, football players, anybody that's running, cutting, jumping for their sport. So this exercise, don't let anybody ever fool you. It was literally created right here at ATG.
And within
by Ben and his wife.
Yeah, and what's interesting is within a couple weeks, like the decathlete world record holder, so like the guy in the sport of the decathlon where they do 10 events, he's arguably the most athletic person on the planet. The world record holder, Olympic medalist, within weeks he was already doing this exercise.
Yeah,
and that's the thing
world
that
record holder.
some of the top athletes in the world are going to be doing things that haven't been tested yet. How long is it going to take them to test this exercise of getting stronger? Okay, if they take people and put them through 36 weeks of strength training, it might be 30 years before they verify, strengthening your ankle is good for your ankle.
Yeah.
But the top athletes are already doing it. So if you're waiting, if you follow a science-backed program, then that's why you're not a world record holder. Like this guy who immediately, his trainer knew about us from another trainer who found out about this exercise. So within weeks, some of the top athletes in the world were already doing this exercise.
I mean, it goes my quote, man, do not wait for science to catch up to the truth. You know, like, we're ahead of the curve. We innovate every day. We experiment on ourselves, and we just throw out what doesn't work. So this is an exercise that is proven. You know, you can wait for science to catch up. Like Ben said, you might be waiting 30 years before some old guy in a suit tells you it's
So if you're trying to win the 65 and up division power walking championships, just wait 30
years.
Don't train your ankles. Assume that squats and deadlifts alone will get you there. And do some dinky exercises like balancing or something.
Yeah,
you know, don't actually move your ankle, and you'll be fine. About 30 years, you'll be first division power walking champion.
Yeah, hopefully it's in the Olympics by that time.
Look at this, just going back and forth right here. I mean, you can feel if you've had any ankle injuries in the past. And what's crazy is I used to really feel this when I would do this exercise, because I sprained my ankle a few years ago so bad I was on crutches for quite a while. I was so depressed I didn't even bother to get it checked out by a doctor. Never had it checked out by a doctor. Was on crutches for weeks, and I could. But now that I came up with this exercise and been doing it a while, I can't feel it. There's no sensation that I ever had an ankle injury in it. And I used to be able to feel the difference so starkly between my right side and my left side, because the right one was the one I had the ankle injury to, and I thought, oh, it'll just always be there. It doesn't have to always be there. This has even surprised me to find out that no matter how bad an old ankle sprain was, over time, this can actually even it out, and my body has trusted me and gotten rid of the scar tissue. And I also, on my split squat, I used to never film from my right side because my ankle was tighter. And now, if you look at my split squat, I film from my right side all the time now, and my right ankle has world-class mobility. But until this exercise, my right side lagged behind my left side in terms of ankle mobility, because my body was still trying to protect me with holding the scar tissue there. Exactly.
So awesome, man. So try this exercise out. Grab some floss bands from my website, MrInfinity.com, and protect your ankles, man. Get more athletic. Strengthen your tibialis muscle, like Ben said, will give you that extra explosiveness for your jumps and your sport. But yeah, man.
And consider training with us. We make it the cheapest of any online service in the world to train with us. With every program we use in here, we watch your form. So consider, if you like this approach, go ahead, try it, think for yourself, see if it works for you. If you find that some of this range of motion strength training works for you, consider doing an actual full body program and seeing what your body's capable of.
Yeah, it's literally unbelievable, man. So that's atgonlinecoaching.com. If you haven't been there, I don't know what to tell you. You just don't want to be a superhuman athlete like my man Connor Barth over here.
I like to dunk.
Check him out, man. @BasketBarth is his Instagram. Knees over toe guys. Knee over toe guy.
Multiple guys.
Guys, yeah. And you know me, Young G. But I appreciate you, Carl. CO2 in the background.
Peace.
Any questions, bro?
No, I'm just soaking it all up. It's just so much knowledge and information just from an outsider trying to get inside. It's just it's just amazing. It's just amazing.
Tip.
Yes.
You do the front to back raises. Some people will send me a video and there'll be this cute little pink dumbbell that glows in the dark, and they'll be wondering why they're not getting stronger and jumping higher. Do them until your foot looks like a fish breathing its last dying breath on a beach. Do it, like, keep going up and down until you literally can't.
Limp.
Go till
He's got no more left.
Go till you're limp.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
No, but seriously, like, we're talking about strength training is proven.
It's true.
Strength training is proven, so all you have to do is assume that the strength of this muscle actually matters. And if you believe that this matters, and you can look at physics and see that it matters, then you have to apply strength training to it. Like this is real strength training. We're trying to get strong here, like the same way you improve your bench press.
Yeah, exactly. But any questions, no, see?
No, that's it. That's it.
Nah.
No, I'm just soaking it all up and just trying to get on the inside.
Good, let's get you on the sled.
I can't stop
Yes.
thinking about Jeff talking about 10
Gonna
seconds.
get his sled set up?
Yeah,
All right.
Get a sled routine,
All right.
man. Get my man.
All right, guys. So that's it. Thank you for the show.